Gilbert, Gottfried, and everyone is always asking me how I got on this show. Well, here's how, so you can watch.
Look, this isn't a stick-up, and I don't want any money or anything, but where's the camera? I need an audition tape right away. You just gotta film me. I need an audition. There's a big show coming up. There's a big show. Wait. All right. I got hostages. My wife is so fat.
How fat is she?
She's so fat when she sits around the house. She sits around the house.
And can you believe they let me go from the show? I mean...
That seems almost like that Bill Murray, you know, when he came on and he said, hey, I'm a funny guy, give me a chance, when he wasn't doing good. Remember that?
Oh,
Is that
no.
the idea of that?
Who the hell knows? That was such a horrible season of the show.
Was that the first year of Eddie?
Yes. Yeah. First
So it was
season.
you and Eddie.
Me, Eddie Murphy, Joe Piscopo.
Some ladies, I remember.
Yeah, there
Melanie
were...
Laitzel?
No, she
Chartoff.
came later.
Melanie Chartoff.
She came later on. Chartoff.
There was a lady.
Yeah, there was a Melanie Chartoff.
That's what I just said.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Melanie Chartoff.
I apologize.
There was Melanie Chartoff.
Yeah. But she
Unbelievable that
wasn't
I
on
remembered this fucking old
She
bed.
wasn't on my season.
Oh, she wasn't on your
No,
season? Who were the ladies on your season?
Okay, and don't start applauding at once. Save it to the end. Gail Mathias.
Yes.
Anne Risley.
She was blonde, a hefty lady.
No, she wasn't hefty.
No, she was gorgeous.
But she was blonde. And
She was a bombshell. She'd often play a prison guard, right?
Then, yeah, she was in all the prison guard movies. And
the sketches.
Yes, and Anne Risley.
I don't remember.
And Denny Dillon.
Oh, Denny Dillon, also hefty. Maybe she's what I'm
She
thinking.
was more on the hefty
Short,
side.
portly.
No, Denny Dillon.
Yeah, Denny
Yeah,
Dillon.
she was like
Like a balloon.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she went on to sort of semi.
Well, semi, and I think her biggest thing she did, she played Roseanne Barr in a Roseanne Barr TV movie.
Wow.
Yeah, she played like was a biography, and I heard Roseanne call that fucking troll. Yeah, so.
Roseanne, this is what Kevin Nealon tells us. Tell him that story out of me again. He doesn't have his own anecdotes.
No.
No. All my 90% of my anecdotes come from Kevin Nealon, but he told this real doozy about.
I should talk to him more
Yeah, you
often
should.
so
You
I
should.
can have some fun.
He said during Roseanne's
Roseanne had a talk show.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So one time, the guest was Joe Pantoliano, and she didn't know who he was.
Oh, you fucked it up. God damn it. Oh, motherfucker.
See, you don't even have your own stories. You take other people's stories and fuck them up. Very good.
I'll tell you the story, but it's fucked up. But she's like Joe Pantoliano. She goes, this next guy's Joe Pantoliano. He's great. He was in Risky Business, and you all know. Come on out, Joe Pantoliano. And as Joe Pantoliano was walking out, Roseanne said, I know that guy. Now,
See, you already fucked it up.
Yeah.
So now when he told it the right way,
that's my role.
it didn't work.
It didn't work because he knew that she didn't know.
Don't ask him to tell any more stories.
Damn.
Or jokes or anything.
I was going to tell you, he has another one about Jack Parr, about the water closet.
You've got a Jack Parr story. Because, you know, the kids love Jack Parr.
Then you were on Thick of the Night. This is years later.
Yes.
You remember that show?
No.
You're too young for that show? God.
Oh, my God.
But Thick of the Night? No, I've never seen it.
You know Alan Thicke?
Yes, of course.
Well, he had a talk show. Probably, was he one of the shows like when it was Carson and just one other guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were advertising when he was coming on that he was going to be the one to knock Carson off the air.
Alan Thicke?
And he did. I mean, it was 20 years later. And now he's even dead, Carson. So you see, he knocked his show off the air and killed him.
He did.
Yeah, it was delayed.
A Canadian talk show, because I lived in Canada. Did you ever do that one beforehand?
I never did the Canadian one.
So he didn't know you from that or anything like that. So he was one of his cast of regulars or irregulars.
Oh, on the Alan
Yes, the resident cast. Oh, remember who else was it?
The Bells.
The Bells.
Oh, Richard Belzer? Belzer?
The
Richard Belzer?
Bells.
Oh, all right.
For the hip people.
I don't call.
And it was one of those shows when a show's really bad, how it keeps changing. The writers get together.
The ottoman changes.
So yes, and
I remember he had like a disc jockey. He had buttons that he would hit.
Yes,
where things would happen.
And they so somewhere along the way they decided, hey, it would be funny if Gilbert is the guy who lives in the catwalk. He never comes down from the... And so then it became like, we gotta go visit Gilbert Gottfried. He's up there in the catwalk. If you Gilbert Gottfried, you don't know what he's gonna do next. He lives in the catwalk. And it was a horrible, horrible idea. You couldn't go anywhere with it. And he goes, hey, Gilbert, what are you doing up in the catwalk? And I'd have to try to ad-lib something, and there's nothing to ad-lib, because you're in a catwalk, there's nothing to play off.
Doesn't it sound close to Chris Elliott's Guy Under the Seat?
Yes.
So it was you, the Bells, Denny Dillon?
No, she was...
Who else in the cast? I'm trying to remember that. There had to be a black guy.
On that season, there wasn't a black guy.
There was more than one season?
But after, there was more than one season. I only lasted one season.
Oh, they said the problem's Gilbert.
Yes. I know what's wrong with this show.
It's the catwalk. So
he's what's holding us
they
back.
actually changed the cast.
Yeah.
The resident irregulars.
Yes, and then at one point they brought in as a sidekick Arsenio Hall.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what America said.
Have you ever hosted a program?
No, I don't think so.
Because you know they have all those, like, after somebody fails, then they bring in...
Oh, yes,
like,
yeah.
You know Jimmy Brogan?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so he told me, because after Arsenio, they gave everybody
He
a
has
shot.
funny stories that he told them.
No Jimmy Brogan stories.
Jimmy Brogan
Yes.
will not swear. He won't curse.
Yeah.
So one time I saw him at the fucking Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
He was like, hello, everybody. How are you doing? So some guy's like, fuck you, Brogan. You suck my cock. He's like, very nice, sir. Very nice. Yeah, nice way to talk. Yeah, you talk to your mother? Yeah, fuck you. I'll fuck you in the ass. Oh, very good, sir. Yes. Well, I suppose you went to Ivy League, obviously. The guy was winning. But anyways, who did you start out with? I don't even know where you came. Is that a good question?
It's not.
No,
It's an Adam question.
You were in, was it what?
It's an Adam question.
Yeah, they usually Adam asks those kind of questions. Ask him, like, who he started with.
So, who did you,
I smoked a cigarette to
Yeah.
look like Tom Snyder.
Oh,
That was the initial idea. I was supposed to look into the camera. Like Tom, remember Tom Snyder?
Yes.
Were you ever interviewed by Tom Snyder?
Didn't he have a cigarette and sometimes a cup of coffee, too? Yeah.
And smoke would bill around.
And a helmet hair. you know.
Yeah.
very intimate, dark.
And he would ask questions like this.
What were some of the comics you started out with?
Oh, wait a second. Tom Snyder, didn't he used to do that whole speech at the beginning?
Yes, but his
with
mom...
the teletini or something. Some early word for television.
Oh, yes, the color teeny. Fire up a color teeny.
Color teeny.
Yeah.
Fire up the color teeny.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it meant, television? I guess it did.
I have, yeah.
You're right. I thought it was like
teeny.
a martini. The color teeny.
Fire up the color teeny.
I don't understand how that...
It doesn't address your question. No. You want to know
I'm trying to find out who this guy... Yeah,
who he started with? Who's his
A
peers?
lot of people.
What about that lady?
Yeah, she was
Elaine
good, too.
Boozler?
There was two. There was two ladies.
Yeah.
Do you know the second one?
Marsha Warfield?
She went out with a lot of comedians.
Oh.
She's now a lesbian.
Sandra Bernhard?
She may have been at the time.
Sandra Barnes?
Carol Leifer is the answer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Do you remember her?
Yes, and she did announce she's a lesbian now.
Now, back then, how many ladies were there? Seriously, there was two, right? Elaine Boozler?
Yeah, I mean, there were other, like, comedians that went nowhere.
Yeah, there were?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Was Irma Bombeck?
Yeah.
Lois Bromfeld?
Oh, yes, she.
How the fuck do you know her?
Another lesbian.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
of them were.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Valerie Bromfeld, was she on your Year of Saturday Night Live?
Lesbian.
She's a lesbian.
Yeah, Valerie Bromfeld. Now, did I do a show with Valerie Bromfeld?
Sure, yeah.
I did a show.
Check the IMBD.
Yeah, check
you did
the
a show
fire up the color TV.
with
Now,
Valerie Bromfeld.
I did a pilot with Paul Reiser, and I wonder if Carol Leifer.
She was in it also.
So I think Valerie Bromfeld may have made a guest appearance in that, along with Craig T. Nelson, the actor, Craig T. Nelson.
Who was
Another
comedian.
stand-up comic, absolutely.
Yeah, he was in a
bouncer.
team. Yeah, Craig T. Nelson was in a comedy team.
That's right.
With Barry Levinson.
Yeah.
And
Slappy White.
Slappy White, yeah. Scoey Mitchell.
Mitchell.
And Rudy DeLuca, who became a writer who worked on Mel Brooks movies.
And these guys were all at a big troupe.
Yes.
Now, there was a troupe in New York City?
I have no idea. I'd never. But at any rate, Barry Levinson was making this, and I have no idea.
He was making the TV show?
Yes.
He's a big deal. Was he then or no?
Yeah. He had already done Diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's the way.
I like how he adds to it. I said he did Diner. Yeah.
I actually like Diner. It's a good movie.
It's like working with...
Paul Reiser was in that as well.
It's like Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man. Yeah, Diner. Yeah, he worked on Diner.
You know where this guy started? He used to work under the Queensboro
George
Bridge.
Washington. I named the wrong bridge.
No, Queensboro Bridge, and he'd jerk off punks for $15 a man. That's when I first met him. But he's a good guy. But it doesn't matter what you I saw, hey.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I know you got into Twitter, but last night I got into a bit of a Twitter war with my followers. Followers, it ends up they all fucking hate your guts. But I maintain, I watched this Liberace movie.
Okay.
And he's making out, it's, who plays him? Michael Douglas.
Yes.
First of all, has pussy cancer in his throat. He's making out with Matt Damon,
See,
which isn't
I
good.
think cancer's a small price to pay to lick Catherine Zeta-Jones' pussy.
You would take that chance?
Yeah, I would eat out her asshole for muscular dystrophy.
For the chance.
Yes, for the chance.
Now, in the muscular dystrophy telethon.
I would suck her tits for lupus.
For the chance.
Yeah, the chance.
Muscular dystrophy, Gilbert, remains uncured.
Yes.
Although every year since I was a child, Jerry Lewis would explain that it would be cured soon.
Oh,
if I kept phoning.
There was an episode of the telethon where you always turn away when it goes to the local station.
Yes.
But I would gladly I luckily stayed and watched. And it was Tony Orlando.
Yes.
Was hosting it. And, Jerry Lewis would get the cute muscular dystrophy kids. And so Tony Orlando's got one like... And he goes, "What's your name?" and Tony Orlando goes, "Hey, want to sing a song with me?" And I'm going, "Oh no, tell me this isn't happening here." This guy goes, "Come on," and he signals to the orchestra, and they start, and they start playing da 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 da. da-da-da-da-da-da. And Tony Atlanta goes, if there's something wrong in the neighborhood, who are you gonna call? If it's something bad and it ain't no good, who are you gonna call?
Oh, man. We are all going to hell.
I want to get back to your Twitter feud.
Okay.
The followers. Why are they mad at you? What happened?
Oh, the followers. No, I just maintained that Liberace never said he was gay. And then in this movie, he's sucking cocks and stuff. And I don't think you should do that. And they got mad at me. On the HBO movie, they present him as a secret gay guy. And we don't really know that for sure.
Well, I mean...
He was a pussy hound.
Is that what you hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Much like Michael Douglas, apparently.
Michael Douglas was proud, kind of insists that that's how he got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though you can get it from cigarettes or drinking.
I prefer people know. If I got it, I would prefer that over cigarettes.
I saw The Celebrity Apprentice in the finale, and Penn Jillette had assembled all the famous people from Las Vegas. And it was like, here is Penn Jillette, and then here is Wayne Newton, and then here is Gilbert. How is he on the Mount Rushmore of...
Do you have a week?
Because he plays Brad Garrett's club
I'm
once.
known as Mr. Vegas.
Now, would you like to get on that program? That's one of my favorite shows.
Oh, sure.
I
why
love that
not?
fucking... I think you'd be great on Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Well, I've already been on Rachel and Guy's Cook-Off.
Yeah.
And
Guy Fieri?
Yes. I was on that.
Oh, you were on the wife swap.
Yes, and I was with Alan Thicke.
I know, I didn't see it.
Shit.
Yeah, I got to fuck Alan Thicke for a week. He goes, ooh, it's so good. Ooh, fuck me harder, fuck me harder. Ooh, that's so good.
So you live with his family.
Let me.
I think that's Robin Thicke with Dara, isn't it? Don't you switch? His beautiful wife, Dara, is with us. Gilbert's.
Right.
But wait, you...
Let me suck your dick so I can get leukemia.
They're doing a shot of Dara right now. Leukemia. How did Alan Thicke get into the leukemia bit? That's Michael Douglas.
Because that's if you suck cock,
but
you get
you-
leukemia.
so
Yeah, that was Michael Douglas.
Wait, what?
I want to hear about Eric.
What?
Yes.
Eric Douglas. Is he still around
Oh
doing
my
stand-up?
No,
No, because when
he
I
was trying to be a comedian for a while. Yeah.
So one time I was at the
yeah.
Improv. He works at the World Famous.
Why
Comedy
don't
Center.
you tell him the story?
Yeah, and then I'll tell it to
I bring up the
Gilbert.
Improv. He gets mad because at the World Comedy Center.
Okay.
So he looks at, and then Bud would come up. He'd have to introduce Eric Douglas, because it was.
Yeah.
And he kept mentioning Kirk Douglas. So then he goes up. So anyways, one time he was at the back of the Improv writing in a book, and there was some little Jewish guy talking about how his cock was small on stage. And he looks at me, Eric Douglas, he's like, this guy's saying his cock's small. I was like, he's being self-deprecating. He's like, so he writes down self-deprecating. He's like, what?
Oh my God.
He's like, what is that? He's
How do you
making
spell that?
fun of himself, and he writes self-deprecating. Anyways, I see him a couple weeks ago. He's talking about how small his cock. Meanwhile, he's real handsome, He can't get girls. His cock's small, and everybody's like, we don't. Anyway, he's dead now.
Yes.
He died.
Because his cock was so small.
He actually was outlived by both Kirk Douglas and Michael Douglas.
God damn it.
Eric Douglas.
I was going to get him a man grade.
And he wanted to, I think he was in trouble for trying to sexually assault a male flight attendant once. That's all I know about Eric Douglas. What do you know about
he
him?
He was trying to male flight
It was
attendant.
all, just hearsay.
Because much like Liberace,
Yeah,
he was.
Hearsay.
They have Eric Douglas show up in the Liberace movie.
Wait, how do you know Eric Douglas?
Yeah.
Yes, you know him good. He wanted to be a comic.
Yeah. That's how I know him. And I know he'd pop up in the news, passing out on drugs.
Yeah, he was a tough guy. We tried to book on this program Robert Blake, who Daniel fucked up. We could have had him.
This close.
What happened?
Daniel talked. First of all, Robert Blake doesn't like guys in suits. And Daniel talked to him for an hour.
Hey, we all have that problem. I know when I see a guy in a suit, I start running.
No, not a guy in a suit, a suit. Like, you know, a suit.
A suit?
Like, that means an executive.
Oh.
Like, he doesn't like, that was...
Oh, I see.
So and then what did Daniel say at the end of the interview?
I'd love to say in chat, but I got to go have dinner with my wife.
At Vitello.
No, but not as a joke. Like, I don't know if he meant it as that. Like, I don't think he meant...
This is a great story so far.
The other guy we tried to get was Jan Michael Vincent, and then he's like, no, he's dead. Well, turns out he's not dead. Turns out he's not dead. He's a loyal watcher of the show.
I don't know about that. It's somewhere in between. Yeah.
He's not dead. He's alive, but you remember that fucker, how handsome he was?
Yes.
Yeah.
He, one quote I remember of Jan Michael Vincent is that he said, had he died, like whenever this article was, he said, had I died 20 years ago, I could have been remembered like James Dean.
Oh, yeah.
And he would have been, because he was this really handsome guy with promise. So had he died then...
He would have been John Eric Hexum.
Yeah. Was he Alias Smith? No, Peter Duell was Alias Smith.
I don't know. Did he die young?
No, Peter Duell killed himself.
He did?
Yeah, he was Alias Smith and Jones.
A guy you worked with killed himself, stabbed himself in the snow of Connecticut.
Yes, Charles Rocket.
Yeah, did that shock you?
Yeah, that was.
Or was that expected?
Yeah, no. See, I'm always the last person to realize.
Yeah. But that was an odd suicide. Most people...
I don't think anyone would ever expect someone to stab themselves repeatedly.
Like, if you were to choose a suicide, you mull it over.
You
would not naked in the snow?
No. That was one. That's a guy, number one, really does want to kill himself.
Yeah.
And wants to kill himself in the most painful way possible.
Jesus.
It's not like,
To me, it's almost like a mental problem. Or he has issues.
Well, it's like Owen Wilson. They said cut his wrist.
Yeah.
And
2 months later, he's back in the films.
He's walking in Hawaii with some model afterwards, and they zoom in for a close-up in the tabloids. And maybe you could see, like, kind of like it looks like a pimple, and you go, well, or it could have been a fold in the skin, and you go, oh, well, I guess that's.
Would you commit suicide by
after
Catherine
this show? Yes, I would. If I wanted to kill myself, I'd eat Catherine Zeta-Jones' twat. Yeah, I sunk. Goodbye,
get him out. And we're trying to get you out with
the jaws of life.
Jaws of life?
At the jaws of life.
Are we going to commercial? Daniel says we're going to commercial.
We gotta take a break.
We'll be back with the ever funny Adam Egan. First of all, I'm told by Nick Swartzen that he's come up with a new impression for his act. Known for his impressions. What is it again?
This is Mr. Furley talking to the 20-year-old girl he just woke up next to. Or no, he's in the middle of sex with her. I'm coming in your butt!
Oh, my God. Well, listen, man. Hey.
Your mouth is my toilet!
Wait, what about the man grate?
Is that like a genital cleanser?
No, my God. It is 100% made in America, cast iron grilling grates. It's revolutionizing the way people grill.
Jesus.
What?
I thought it was like all right.
You want to hear what it has?
Yeah.
It has heavy-duty grilling grates. Deliver exactly what you need to achieve that perfect steakhouse flavor. Chicken, steak, has never tasted so good.
Yeah.
That was our only sponsor.
Oh, yeah, and you lost.
Yeah, now we found out we lost Man Great as a sponsor. And then earlier today, I think we were told legally we can't say we lost them as a sponsor even.
Yeah, I think we were still waiting to find out if we were allowed to say that.
But anyways,
Fuck
that
it,
was
who cares?
Schwartzen.
We lost them.
That was Nick Schwartzen that fucked it all up.
Well, I mean, the first one, I'm in
Not like-
tears laughing.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not
that
bringing,
didn't
I'm
do
not bringing
well,
up the
but-
fucking tsunamis. No, but how much money did you lose on that?
A lot more than we lost with the Man Grade.
The Aflac duck.
Yes.
Did you lose a lot of money?
No.
In future-
No. It was $5 a commercial.
That's more than we got for the Man
Oh,
Grade.
I bet that was a lot of fucking money. Because it was set, right? You didn't have, would you go in and just do a whole year's in one?
No, they'd have me come in each time to do new ones.
Oh, they would.
And then they wound up firing me, getting a new guy to imitate my voice for less money,
God damn.
thus bringing closure to a horrible tragedy.
I had to, one time I did, you ever hear the Dr. Dolittle movie?
Oh, yes, I was in that.
You were in
the
it.
first one.
Yeah, what were you, a crow? Something.
I was the dog who, the obsessive-compulsive dog.
Oh, I was a dog also, so we may have done a scene
Oh,
together.
yes.
I was also a dog.
You were the dog talking to the lion.
And they called me and said, Eddie wants you to do this movie, and then I never got to meet Eddie.
No, I didn't meet him during
I
that
met
either.
Betty Thomas.
Yeah.
And then I do a line, and she goes, this is not that funny. And I'd have to think all night trying to think of a funnier line. But anyway, the point was I was going to say, I did all 9 Dr. Dolittle movies because they said otherwise we'll just get a sound alike. And I was like, oh, I don't want that guy
Oh,
to make
yeah.
money. So I did it. But you,
They got a sound.
Eddie
off.
Murphy,
Yeah.
put you in big movies.
Well, in one.
Yeah, Beverly Hills
Beverly
Cop.
Hills Cop 2.
Probably his biggest movie.
Yeah, where we ad-libbed the whole scene. That was and people still come up to me and go, I've got something in this hand, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because movies, people remember you like, because I did one time, I did a thing on Family Guy, everybody knows me from that one fucking little thing. So does that ever happen to you?
I did.
Like a surprising thing?
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Yeah, Aladdin. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
Boy, who would think a Disney film
As soon
would
as I
be
said
big? Who would think it from Aladdin, which nobody saw,
I thought that right
and
after I
didn't
said it.
play outside of New York?
I mean, it's no.
It was such a absolute.
Shoudini.
It was such.
I meant to say Shoudini.
Shoudini.
It's no Ford Fairlane.
Where is he, Shoudini?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Do we have a copy of that
God
commercial?
damn, I wish we could. We're going to get
Because
one.
in it,
Brent's going to get a copy of Shoudini. And what was it? It was a great...
Oh, wait, yeah, it was like a fake infomercial, right?
Yeah,
or was
no,
it
it
real
was real.
infomercial? Oh, my
People
God,
thought it
that
was
was
fake.
real?
And it's like, you
What
know
was
how
the catchphrase, though? It's like a shoehorn.
on
but
a
lo-
stick.
I can't believe that was real.
And you know how every infomercial has like the beginning that shows the way you're doing it now is
You're an
dangerous and
idiot.
bad. They would have these old people trying to put their shoes on and off and falling down dead, you know, like, they a look of terror, and then falling to, and, you know, you go, oh, how many old people die from putting their shoes on? And, you know, some people, if you're cynical, you might go, well, why don't they sit in a chair when they put their shoes on? But it's just, you're old and you don't think of that.
What about the time when the old product works, like Canacori Apple?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
What, an apple core?
I'm the chef for the future.
Chef of the future! Chef of the future! What have you brought with you, Chef of the future? Who, pray tell, is this? Canacori Apple, Chef of the future. What about the third incarnation of Lucille Ball's career, her final show?
Oh, my God, the best. That was, what was that one called?
75?
Life with Lucy?
Life with Lucy.
Yeah, that's where she was like 90 and
they'd
still
have her
this
on top
wacky...
of a ladder.
Yeah. She's still a wacky girl, and she's 90, so it's really sad. Yeah.
See, I grew up on the second one where she seemed like a drunk.
Oh, yeah, where she was Mrs. McGillicuddy.
Yeah, Mr. Mooney.
Yeah, Gail Gordon and
she'd remind you of your like drunk aunt, like Joy Behar. Joy Behar reminds me of an older person in my family that's funny around the table.
They're virtually what she is. Yeah.
They're losing a couple people from The View, though. I think they're losing Elizabeth Hasselbeck and Joy Behar.
No, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, there was a rumor.
Oh, there was just a rumor?
Yeah, that was
thank God.
That was urban legend.
You checked Snopes on that? I think we're getting a clip of Shoudini, right?
Oh.
No, yeah,
thank
Shoudini. You have it? Oh, no, we don't have to do it in real time. We can just.
Well, I want to see it.
Without audio.
Oh, that's retarded.
Oh, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Oh, this is the one where I do the voiceover. We have it without audio. Yes.
No.
We have a Popeye cartoon, but you can't hear him. We've got a Frank Sinatra record that we could show on camera.
What are we going to show it for?
Yeah, we don't have to show.
No audio, just a bunch of pianos falling on old people trying to use a regular shoehorn.
Who was when you started, that was when there was comedians and singers
Yes.
together?
Yeah.
Like Kay Ballard would come up, or not, what's her name? Pat Benatar.
Florence Henderson.
Florence Henderson
yeah.
would say.
Sandler and Young.
You don't know.
No.
Sandler and Young. They were a team. It's like this American guy, like Big Joe, and then a French guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, they used to sing like, oh, when the Saints come
They were
marching in.
huge.
They would be.
That's huge?
Yeah,
And they were just destroyed?
they were big.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
You know, now when you look, as a kid, I used to watch acts like that and go, oh, well, they must be good because they're on television.
On the TV.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I'm a kid. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I used to
the
think
greatness.
that. I used to think that about Saturday Night Live in the first years. I go, the sketches that didn't work, I go, I guess they're avant-garde.
Oh, yeah. Out bending over. And unlike regular shoehorns, Shoudini has a patented grip clip that holds your shoe in place. Yes.
We've already explained it. It's almost like after an Adam Ego.
Bending over to put your shoes on is a back-breaking chore. One wrong step, you could end up on the floor. And trying to get them off can hurt even more. Well, now there's Shoudini, the world's first shoehorn that lets you get your shoes on and off with ease. Shoudini has a telescoping handle that gives you the reach you need, so you can slip your shoes on without bending over. And unlike regular shoehorns, Shoudini has a patented grip clip that holds your shoe in place while you take it off. Just slide it in and slip them off. Shoudini works with all your shoes. You can even use them on sneakers. And just look how easy it is to put on and take off dress shoes, even when they're laced up. No more wrinkled clothes trying to get your shoes on. No more scuffing and damaging your shoes trying to get them off. Shoudini is perfect for anyone with arthritis or back pain, especially those with limited mobility. Plus, the grip clip lets you pick up your shoes off the floor without bending over. So stop bending and struggling with your shoes every day and get them on and off the easy way. Get Shoudini right this second. Come on, please. It's not just a shoehorn. It's a shoehorn like on a stick.
When she pulls the thing out. Get your Shoudini for just $14.99. You'll also receive our shoe renewer, the one-pass clear coat refinisher that works on any color to keep your shoes looking fresh and new. Plus, it's great for restoring handbags too. A $15 value free. But call right now and we'll double the offer.
How much does a thing like that pay?
That's right. You get 2 Shoudinis and 2 shoe renewers for only $14.99.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it has that hook that I liked. Yeah.
Yeah. But seriously, what does something like that pay?
That wasn't bad.
Yeah. Do you get paid like for voice stuff and shit? Because I always go.
No,
like,
I do it for charity.
A lot though.
Yeah.
Because I say to my agent, I got a weird voice. Everybody's always like making fun of it, and people come up to me and go, "Hey, here's my impression of you." So I go, if I'm going to be made fun of,
hey, lady. Yeah.
Then why can't I do voice work, which seems very easy to me, like it would be easy.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't have to move your hands. And, gesture.
That's the worst part about acting is the gesture.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking, seriously, I was in this movie. I don't know how to act. So I heard less is more. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
I won't do anything. And the guy did not care for it at all. I thought like by doing almost nothing that he would, in my stillness, see something.
Didn't work.
No. Sanford Meisner. You ever hear that fucker?
No. Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was my teacher.
He was?
No, but his teacher, my teacher had...
Was this the one you took with Stevie?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
When he did this thing, me and Stevie Ray Fromstein.
Yeah.
And we were
he's big.
He's very good at
What's his thing
Sanford
now?
Meisner. He's the holy atheist.
Okay.
So he goes on, half his act, his first act, half his act is how there's no God. The second half of his act is how brutal, what is it called? Circumcision is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's all about circumcisions.
And the audience is very...
Yeah.
The first half is okay, because it's very in vogue, the God thing, but the circumcision and...
They start losing people.
Yeah, people are like, oh... And anyway,
he's very graphic with it.
He's very graphic. He talks about how I don't know why I'm talking
about the acting class that you took with Stevie.
I don't like when he tells me to tell a story.
Yes.
Then it's not a
you
good
mentioned
story.
the guy.
You tell him a fucking story.
No, that doesn't go well.
Tell him your best story.
My best story was the Stevie. You just fucking told it.
No, it happened to you. He's a comedian. You ever do the Tempe Improv?
Okay.
I
think so. I worked a few improv. Yeah.
Tempe, the big theater.
Yeah, yes.
I used to manage up there.
Yes, I have.
You were also a stand-up there.
No.
You told me you did stand-up.
Well, I did. I mean, for like 3 or 4 months.
What was your joke?
You had one joke?
It was so ridiculous. It was stupid.
What was it?
Oh God, man! It was something like don't take a shot from a girl at a bar because it looks ridiculous. It's never good. I think the punchline was is this a Care Bear cum shot or something? It was really ridiculous. I don't remember it. It was so long ago, but that was the gist of it, and that's why I don't do stand up anymore.
You should open with it.
Yeah. I should open and close with it.
He can't even tell his own joke.
Yeah, I mean, again, I tried it maybe like less than a dozen times. I did it maybe 7 or 8 times. I did stand up, and it was years ago. Don't
take a shot at a girl at a bar. I think it has to do with the Care Bears. It's like, what?
That was the worst. Daniel's point. Look at what Daniel's doing.
Oh, we have to take one more break and then we do jokes.
Prepared jokes.
Yeah, with actual jokes.
With Norm Macdonald live. So this Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes.
Do you want to plug anything?
Yes.
Yes.
My website's gilbertgottfried.com.
Oh, and you can get the great book there.
Yeah, you can get an autograph, Rubber Balls and Liquor on gilbertgottfried.com, and you could get my Dirty Joke DVD.
That's a great DVD.
And my Twitter account, if you weren't born in Tokyo.
At Gilbert Gottfried.
At Real Gilbert.
Oh, at Real Gilbert.
Yes.
So I just type in his name.
Just at Real Gilbert. And my website's gilbertgottfried.com.
Excellent.
That I got from someone in Thailand. I did.
You did?
I had to buy my name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because they just buy everybody's name?
Oh, yeah,
hoping
yeah.
Fuck.
That's fucked up.
How much does that cost?
That was a double insult. Number one, I had to buy my own name and how cheap I got it for. It's like, he said, okay, for that price, we could throw in yakovsmirnov.com also.
Yakov's back on the scene.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he
told me.
What a country.
He still can't get over this country. It's weird, because he's been here forever now. back in Branson, right?
In America, you drink water. In Russia, the water drink you. What a country. In America, you put on jacket. In Russia, jacket puts on you.
It's uncanny. That's it for an hour.
In America, you brush your teeth. In Russia, the teeth brush you. What a country.
He had a television show. You were not on that show.
No. But in America, you go on TV. In Russia, TV goes on you.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it.
Bizarre. Now we're going. This is the section where we do jokes.
Yeah.
And you don't have to think of them. They're written
For
on
the
blue
first
cards.
time in the show.
Yeah, the first time in the show. We do jokes. We stop our
Yes.
Mark Maron-like grilling of your personal life. Do you, Mark Maron?
I don't have a
I
Mark.
get it. Mark Maron gets it a lot, like
Oh,
anything
oh,
you say.
yes.
I get it.
Yeah.
Were you jealous of him? Okay, so here's a joke.
Oh,
This seems
okay.
like a Gilbert Gottfried joke.
Okay. Today is the 11th birthday of President Obama's youngest daughter, Sasha, or as I like to call her, the uppity one.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Jesus
I'm a
Christ.
regular Mozart.
Well, we're now into those hazy, crazy, lazy days of summer. We should do this later because we're not really. But now, Gilbert, we're into those hazy, crazy, lazy days of summer.
Yeah.
Especially those of us who are over-medicated schizophrenics who live near smoky industrial parks.
That's kind of like a Care Bear joke.
Oh, do you know how T for 2 goes?
Yes.
All right, here's one for you. Here, you read this joke while he's putting his glasses on. Read that one.
While
I think there's some trouble over at Craigslist. I went on there this morning and I saw an ad. Someone to kill Craig's wife.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. You know that sweet old song, T for Two?
Certainly. Why, certainly.
Nobody near us to see us or hear us? I think those people wanted to get down to some serious fucking.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Here, read this.
You didn't see that one coming.
Here, I think the reason I most look forward to China ruling the earth is that all of their last names sound like slang for cock. I'll tell you a joke.
Astronomers have discovered 3 new planets that have an atmosphere conducive to human life, and they've discovered one that has an atmo conducive to hipster life.
Whatever.
I like that one.
Oh, this one, it sounds like a Gilbert joke because it's ripped from today's headline. Do you know the story about Sergio Garcia and Tiger Woods?
Don't I?
All right, then this joke will be perfect. It's a little it's on the longish side.
What was I living in a cave? The Gulf War between
The Gulf War?
Yes.
No, the Gulf War. The Gulf War ended 18 years ago. There's nothing to do with Kuwait.
But it's still the lives lost. That's why it's important to me, that Gulf War. Could we put a U there so it looked like it is the Gulf War?
Okay, this is the Gulf War. This is the Gulf War.
Gulf War.
I agree with you.
Gulf War.
Yes, I agree that when you first at first glance. But there's been a Gulf War.
Because, you know, when you think of Tiger Woods, you think of, like, how he risked his life in the Gulf War. Yeah. He was a war hero.
He was?
He was, yeah, the D-Day invasion on the Gulf.
Didn't know that.
Yes.
Only half. Well.
Okay.
Wait, I think I may have broken the joke there.
Wait, so I don't have to do it?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
You're going to do that one.
Oh, all right.
This one's more of a comment, really.
Michael Douglas portrayed the flamboyant entertainer Liberace in the new HBO film Behind the Candelabra. I'd like to say something to Michael Douglas. I sang with Liberace. I knew Liberace. Liberace was a friend of mine. Michael Douglas, you're no Liberace.
I'm sorry.
See,
Here, I'll give you another.
I think Jay Leno could do that in this.
It was long. But what do you make of the, what do you make of the late night wars?
I'm very upset.
What would you do if Seth called you over to the couch?
Oh, that would be exciting.
Okay.
Next week I'll be doing Woody Woodbury's talk.
Woody Woodbury? Listen, we're going to do
Look
right now.
that one up.
Look that one up.
That's a really obscure.
We're going to do, it is very obscure.
Yeah.
We're going to show, the idea of the show was that I'd become an important comedian.
There's an idea to this
There's a theme to every show. And I've looked up on the internet some important comedians that talk about jingoism. And I wilt I thou. Anyways, I would like you to see this. I would like you to see this, especially you, and to learn that
I
it's
looked
not
up
all,
I wilt I thou, yeah.
It's not all about Henny Youngman and stuff like that. Although, you know, this is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Henny Youngman says, "Take my wife, please." It's a 3-word setup and a 1-word punchline.
Yes.
Isn't that incredible?
It is.
Okay, so let's watch what I found on the internet. This is the new comedy. We're gonna play it?
It's a strange world. I don't know what we choose. Why we choose the things we do as a collective. You ever wonder that? You know what I mean? The fact that we live in a world where John Lennon was murdered, yet Milli Vanilli walks the fucking planet, you know? Bad choice. Just from me to you. Wasn't a good one. But isn't that weird? We always kill the guys who try and help us. Isn't that strange? And we let the little demons run amok. Always. John Lennon, murdered. John Kennedy, murdered. Martin Luther King, murdered. Gandhi, murdered. Jesus, murdered. Reagan, wounded. You know. Bad fucking choice. But even though that's the case, where we live in a world where good men are murdered and little demons run amok, I'm sorry, I still believe in us. And in fact, I had a vision of a way we could have no enemies ever again, if you're interested in this. Anybody interested in hearing this? It's kind of an interesting theory, and all we have to do is make one decisive act, and we can rid the world of all our enemies at once. Here's what we do. You know all that money we spend on nuclear weapons and defense every year? Trillions of dollars. Instead, if we spent that money feeding and clothing the poor of the world, which it would pay for many times over, not one human being excluded, not one, we could as one race explore outer space together in peace forever. Thank you very much. You're great.
He got
Yes.
He didn't get murdered.
He got murdered by those fuckers.
I knew he was dead. I didn't know that was the way.
That's not what happened.
And you know who I blame? In a way, you can't help but blame those people that the starving children lobby. Well, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it in that pithy way.
I blame the Jews
I didn't want
for murdering.
I don't want to say it right out.
That wonderful man was killed by the Jews.
Now, do you feel that was because the Jews are against starving children, against space
They've always
exploration?
been against. I'll tell you one thing about the Jews.
Yes.
They've always been against those starving children. I've seen Jewish gangs beat up starving children.
Oh, my goodness.
Who try to
gracious.
move into their neighborhood.
Now, Adam Egget, you know Adam Egget, right?
No.
He tells me this big story about how the pictures from the planes on Dachau and stuff don't show enough, the chimney's not long enough, it doesn't cast a long shadow enough to have possibly been big enough to service the killing machine of Hitler. That's what he told me.
I've been saying that for years.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you finally had someone to agree with you. And he said, how could the cyanide, why would the guards not all be dead from pulling open the doors? I go, I don't know. I don't have every answer. But anyways, this man was murdered. That's the important thing. And for saying what? That Reagan should be murdered? That was a great joke. We have another joke, Brent. We have another comedian.
Joke.
Brent, are you? Oh, look at this.
Now the thesaurus is other words for cluster would be clump, mass, group, body, crowd, which brings me to Gustave Le Bon and his famous treatise on mob mentality called The Crowd. Whenever you're in a crowd, unfortunately, the IQ of the crowd tends to sink to the lowest common denominator, and that's where you get mob violence or the unexamined narcissism of nationalism and jingoism and sports enthusiasm and things of that nature. That to me is a clusterfuck because you can get stuck in that and you would like to have a more I-thou relationship with the world instead of the I-it clusterfuck of the crowd.
She was shot. I have to say, she's dead now.
She was shot?
Yeah, she was shot after doing the clusterfuck.
She was the clusterfuck?
Because she told the truth about clusterfuck.
About the famous Gustave LeBron.
It's not LeBron.
Something like that. But his theory. Okay, listen, this is what we have to do. I'm really, really decrying this bit now. But this is how the bit reads. That this man was murdered.
Yes.
I'm starting to do important comedy. So I'm going to take it one step further.
Tell me more.
I am going to say...
I'll be the Fred Allen here. My, tell me more.
I am willing now.
Why, it's Senator Claghorn.
Remember Senator Claghorn?
Well, Fred, I say Fred.
Senator Claghorn, you probably...
Ellen Claghorn?
Well, it was like Froghorn Leghorn was based on Senator Claghorn.
Okay.
An old character.
Well, you see there, Fred. Ah, yes, Senator Claghorn.
A highly racist senator.
Oh, got it.
That later became a cartoon rooster. Okay, we are now going. I am going to kill myself.
Oh,
like a monk.
I've been waiting for you to say that for years now.
Yeah, you really want to do that?
Yeah, because of the war and Coney and everything.
The war in Coney?
No, Coney, the fucking armed children.
The starving children versus the Jews.
Do you know what happened with Coney, the killer in Africa? They made a movie about him.
Yeah.
The guy who made the movie about him ended up whacking off in public. That's what I was...
Sure.
So all support for killing Coney vanished because you had to say you were on this guy's side. So the movie maker... So anyways... Oh, God.
Alfred Hitchcock used to jerk off in person, yeah.
What? Was that in the movie?
He'd just sit out in the park and jerk off. As did Cecil B. DeMille. Martin Scorsese, I saw whacking off in front of the...
It seems like Cecil B. DeMille played himself in a movie.
Yes.
You know that? No. He doesn't know anything before his time. Like, he'll go, Abraham Lincoln. He goes, well, how old do you think I am? Like, he's so trapped in his own... Okay.
No, I know.
Anyways, I have to kill myself.
Are you sure you want to do that?
No.
Could you hurry up?
I know. I don't want to get wet, though, but I have this can of gasoline. It's actually full of water.
There's no way you could be any less committed.
Oh,
to
see,
doing it.
you just killed the tension.
I know.
In the bit. Because everyone really thought...
You remember those monks back in the old days?
Yes.
Like in Vietnam?
He doesn't remember them because they're before his...
Okay,
all right, that's just...
Monks are before his time.
Yeah. He's like, he thinks Monk is like Tony Shalhoub. Okay. So, I think people get the idea. Do you think people get the idea yet?
No, I think
you don't want to get shocked.
you're...
You don't want to get shocked. Norm.
Oh, my mic.
You're actually going to kill yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to kill myself now. What, just pull it? Come on, Gilbert, you got to...
Yes, yeah. What am I supposed
Gilbert
to do?
and I both got fired from Saturday Night Live. I think it's pretty clear now why. Fucking play along, right? Look, this is my mic. I'm using it as a mic. Okay.
I was fired from Thick of the Night, too. That's when you really, when you hit rock bottom. Not good enough for Thick of the Night.
I'm now going to douse myself in gasoline.
Oh, Christ.
Is it coming out?
No. Oh, all right.
Okay. Now, do you have a lighter, Adamiga?
Yeah, I go later.
Okay. Do you have a line, Gilbert?
No. I pretty much give up.
No, Gilbert.
What was the line? You told me. You told me
Do you want me to
before the
light it?
show what the line was.
Gilbert.
Tell me what the line is. I'll say it.
Gilbert, you need to say, no, Norm,
Not
you're
yet.
too important.
Okay.
Okay, wait, not yet.
Okay.
Want me to light it?
Pour more water on yourself.
All right. God damn it all. Okay, I'm soaked
There's
in
no way this
gasoline
would
now.
light. You need more gasoline.
No, I forgot my line.
Okay, just light it.
Go ahead. Pour some more water on.
Grant, come on, man.
Say no, he's too important.
Light me.
There's clearly not enough gasoline.
Light it, though. Seriously.
No! I fucked up the line again. Pour more water on yourself.
Come on, Grant.
I mean gasoline.
He's too important, Gilbert. Say no, Norm, he's too important.
Gilbert, Jesus.
Gilbert Jesus.
I think this is what...
Gilbert Jesus, everyone free.
Holy gasoline! Will this be Norm's last laugh? Will the dynamic duo go up in smoke? Who will eat this plate of sandwiches? Tune in next week for the shocking answers. Same bat time, same bat channel. One hint, the most horrendous is yet to come. On fire.
Okie dokie.
Do I have a line?
It's not.
You don't need to ad-lib, Gilbert.
Yes.
It doesn't work. What? Put my hood up?
It's not lighting.
I just heard from Daniel there's trouble with the Kathy Griffin booking.
Reason to live. We got to get this straightened out.
Has those words ever been said in any talk show? We're having trouble with the Kathy Griffin booking. Okay, I can't take this off because then my hairy belly will show. Okay, guys, seriously. You guys continue this bit.
What bit?
I'm just going to change for a second. Adam, you get interview Gilbert.
Gilbert, I was wondering about some of the comics that you started out with. What are you up to now? I was talking to Jeff Ross a couple nights ago, and he said that you guys are working on a potential reality show?
Maybe.
That would be endlessly watchable.
Yeah.
What's behind that? What's the deal with that?
It's some show.
It's just some show. What was your favorite part of your career so far?
Not this show.
Not this show.
Yeah, this is.
When I was a kid, I watched Ford Fairlane like maybe about 12 times in a row. That was my first taste of Gilbert, and I don't know. I think you've just you've aged like a fine wine. Comedy, strictly comedy only. But I'm no Tom Snyder.
Or Woody Woodbury.
Who's Woody Woodbury?
Yeah, you'll have to look it up.
Well, fill me in.
No.
All right.
He was big.
Woody Woodbury was big.
Yeah.
How big? Like, what did he do?
Not big at all.
Was he a local guy?
He was in. I remember him being in a movie with Ellen Burstyn.
Okay, I know.
She wasn't known.
Oh, so this is a long time
really
ago.
young.
Okay, this is a long time ago.
Bad comedy with Ellen Burstyn.
Jesus. Now.
And Jesus.
And Jesus was there.
Jesus
was a real long
in
time ago. Can you tell me about the roast and how specifically when you got into your the aristocrat bit? And because apparently it was something about, it was like right after 9/11, right?
Yeah, it was about a week after September 11th. This was September 11th, 1968, so I don't know what the big deal was. But no, it was after September 11th, and it was in New York to make it worse.
Right.
And it's like there was that weird feeling all over the city. And then I went up and I said, well, I can't stay late tonight. I have to catch a flight to L.A. I couldn't get a direct flight. We have to make a stop at the Empire State Building. Oh, you're back.
Oh,
now I'm a little confused now.
Where'd you get the sandwich?
What?
Are you going to set yourself on fire again?
Oh, come on, man. We don't have to dwell on that.
No, because few people know this. But before the show started, Norm comes in to where, like, this office that I'm sitting trying to have something to eat, and he goes into this long, convoluted thing like, oh, well, at the end, I'm going to show Janine Garofalo and say, I'm serious, and I'm going to pour gasoline on myself, and you'll say, don't do that. And, yeah, that was funnier than the entire, and I'll set fire, and it goes on. He describes it. It's like a mini-series.
Yeah, it's like someone talking to you in a fever dream. Like,
yeah, it just goes on and on and on and on. And then finally, I had to ask someone else here. I said, what did he just say? Because I didn't, it made no sense whatsoever. And then, much like how we were talking in the show about sometimes as a kid, I'd watch a comedian or a sketch and think, oh, I don't know, but obviously something's there. I thought once I see it on television, it's going to be great. I'm just missing it. I'm stupid and don't get subtle comedy. And I thought, but once it's on its feet, and then that really was a nightmare.
It was a real fucking nightmare.
That was horrible.
I put my sandwich aside.
It makes no more sense when you it makes less sense when you saw it.
It didn't work out.
That was
begging you to abort.
Yeah.
We're looking. Yeah. We're trying to look for pieces for our best of.
I think that one. Of course, much like the stateroom scene in Night at the Opera and Charlie Chaplin playing with the globe, as far as classic comedy moments, is going to be you setting yourself on fire.
Have you ever worked with the Capitol steps?
What?
I'm just asking a question. It's a fucking quiz show. It's not a quiz show. It's a chat show.
The Capitol steps?
Yeah, they used to open for Mark Russell.
Wait, do
you know Mark Russell?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The piano
doing the Washington Rag. And that was that kind of thing you'd watch and go, see, now, I even then, I was going...
You go, do I get it, or...
Yeah, I was going... I guess I'm not intellectual enough.
Is it bad, or do I not get it?
Yes.
Art Buchwald, I found like that when I'd read the old newspaper.
Oh, yes.
You go, maybe I don't get it. Art Buchwald, who wrote Coming to America.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, the big lawsuit.
And what was his name again, the piano?
Huh?
Yeah, with who did the Washington Rag.
All the political songs.
Yes.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I forgot it. Yeah, he would have these songs. They'd play them on Channel 13 a lot.
It was always on Channel 13.
And we're lowering our taxes today. And I go, okay, I guess, see, I don't keep
So if you were Mark Russell and you're talking about like the government getting into Verizon and watching, Verizon.
The government is watching Verizon. Yes. Norm Macdonald is doing serious comedy, so he's setting himself on fire in a bit at the end of his show where they do a cliffhanger like in the Batman series.
Batman is very hard to find.
What?
Yeah.
Well, he hides in a cave.
No. I mean,
and he's Bruce Wayne during the day.
It's very complex, yeah.
But did you think it was weird that he had a youthful ward, and then
Burt Ward?
he was played by Burt Ward?
Ah!
But they always,
See, the CIA's involved in this one.
So how would Mark Russell talk about that? The CIA?
He had a ward whose name was Ward!
When I think of you...
While I was gone, did you ask him who he started out with?
Yeah.
And what was the answer?
He kind of skipped... He didn't...
He skipped
Flip
over it.
Wilson?
He avoided that.
Flip Wilson?
Flip Wilson.
Flip Wilson, he seemed to have gotten out at the right time. He didn't hang around too much, right? I think he got rich, almost like Arsenio.
Yes.
Rich, gone. He's coming back, Arsenio.
Flip? Oh.
No, Arsenio.
Right.
Flip's dead.
He's dead, yeah.
But do you know that Arsenio's coming back?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to work out?
No.
You were on Arsenio's show many times.
I used to come on that show a lot, yeah. Okay.
Wait a minute.
This is working almost as well as setting himself.
Did you ever do the Johnny Carson show?
I'm doing Alan Thicke.
Oh, you couldn't because you were on the Alan Thicke show.
No, I never did Carson.
Oh, I wonder why.
Gilbert.
Now it's going to
Wait a minute. Why did you never do the Carson show?
They never asked me.
And is that depressing?
Yes, very depressing. And I always thought Carson, he did that. He had his character named Aunt Blabby.
Oh, sure.
That was a direct ripoff of Jonathan Winter's Maud Frickin.
He even stole the costume.
Oh, yes, the exact same costume.
How did he get away with it?
Because he was the king of the night?
I think it was king.
But he would do, Jonathan Winters had Monty Frickert, this old lady. Mm-hmm. And he would dress up in the...
I recall that.
And then Aunt Blabby came out, and he's right. It's
same shit.
Like a direct steal.
And then he would steal like Carson and Carson
Karnak. Also stolen from Question Man.
Oh yeah, and also just even the voice was then like Jackie Gleason with like the
Reginald Van Gleason.
Yes,
that's good booze.
Yeah.
That's correct. He could steal off everyone, and then everyone was afraid of him.
I respect that.
Huh?
I respect that.
What's that?
I
read King of the Night.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my God. They said he did cocaine with John DeLorean.
Ooh.
His best friend was John DeLorean, which was a little suspicious.
Yeah.
And then when you think about it, they said he did coke right before the monologue. But when you think about how he did that monologue...
Oh, yeah.
He's like moving around and like ultra confident.
Yeah.
Seems like maybe a guy on coke. When you started out, were guys doing cocaine?
I didn't notice anything in particular.
Oh.
But I do, and then he also stole that bit where he'd go, I'm doing serious comedy, and I'm going to I'm gonna set myself on fire. Ed, you wanna light a big lighter on me?
People are not gonna know it.
Hey-o!
Oh, do you know? On this Blue Cards, this is where we do our famous quotes.
Because, Janine Ruffalo, she does serious comedy, and then there's that comedian who got shot on stage. He does...
You know what Johnny Carson said that was interesting? He said the comedian's a disease, he called it.
Yeah.
When they become philosophers. He was referring to George Carlin. But we do famous quotes on these shows.
Yes. Okay.
Would you like to read? Huh?
When did this start?
It's a new... All had to be a first time, that, you know.
Oh, it's been going on for some. So this is like those infomercials where they make it like a talk show.
That looks like it. That looks like an infomercial.
And they'll have the one who's the host going.
Remember,
you know, in the years.
Didn't they have Danny Bonaducci?
Oh
once?
yes.
Yeah.
They make it look like a talk show, and then on the infomercial, I'll say, you know, in the years that this show's been on, and you go, wait a minute, then how come I've never seen it before?
But this is seriously a famous quote.
Okay, all right.
You know our new segment? Famous quotes.
This is going to go over real well.
Spiro Agnew.
Spiro Agnew. I can do one. I remember one card. Goes, you be Ed, okay?
Okay.
Mount Baldy.
Mount Baldy.
That's what I said, Mount Baldy. What did Yul Brynner's wife do on their wedding night? That was a great one. And what about like when you were a kid and you saw the Tonight Show and you go, Burbank, that's funny. Like you go, we're having an affair in Encino, and you'd laugh along, like, you know, even though you didn't know.
And well, on Laughing, they'd always say beautiful
downtown Burbank.
Yes.
Then you go, it must suck, it must be funny.
Oh, yeah.
So are you going to read your famous quotes?
No.
You read your...
And then there was a joke that started after Carson was off the air already.
Yeah.
And this was, it was a popular sick joke. And that was Christopher Walken. And,
Christopher Walken.
Yeah. What's something you never see at the Reeve household? Oh, God.
So you'd actually need a partner to do that joke.
Yes, see.
Are you going to read your quote?
Yes.
Famous quotes.
Famous quotes. While your man is hard, use one hand to push his penis up toward his stomach. Lick the underside of his shaft by keeping your tongue flat and moving your head from side to side to cover more surface area. Barbara Bush.
Oh, that was Barbara Bush.
I remember she said that in the State of the Union address.
I found these in a book, Famous Quotes.
This one I wasn't aware of.
Well, let's give another one to Gilbert.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Famous quotes. Intensify his orgasm by placing two fingers an inch behind his balls and feeling for a dent. It's the perineum, a big pleasure trigger. For the last 30 seconds before he comes, massage the spot in a circular motion. Henry Kissinger.
Oh, that was Kissinger. Some people say he was a war criminal.
Yes.
But I don't know about that.
You see, it makes more sense with a German accent.
No, yeah, Kissinger was he went out famously with Jill St. John.
Oh, yes.
Yes. The show could do well in the 70s.
Yes. See, this is kind of education.
Yeah. Adam Egget, he doesn't know hardly nothing. And yet he's manager of the world-famous Comedy Store. Who are some of the guys you've seen? Charlie
Some
Fleischer?
of the guys you started out with.
Charlie Fleischer?
Yeah, yes. Charles, he doesn't come by much anymore. But.
Charles Fleischer used to always close the Improv. He'd always close.
Yeah.
And he'd do an hour.
I'm not sure. I think that guy's out of his goddamn mind. Am I allowed to say? I don't even know. If he comes back, it could be awkward. But
what happened?
He's just out of his mind.
What did he do?
You know. I'm not gonna get into it.
Did you have an encounter with him?
I mean, no, just every encounter.
That you have?
It's very bizarre. Off-putting.
Well. He seemed like a good guy.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy, just fucking bizarre.
We're going to go eat with Bob Saget later.
Do you know that Fleischer was one of the people on Thick of the Night?
I thought. That's why I fell into silence. Because I thought it was a former regular on Thick of the Night.
I don't know if it's an act, but yeah, he's very, very awkward.
I enjoy him every week.
What?
Welcome back, Kotter. He's the...
Fleischer?
Fleischer is a regular seminary.
He was?
Yeah, he was the other gang. He was against the Sweat Hogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a hysterical guy.
Do you know that Ron Palillo and Robert Hedges both died in the same year? So when they did the Death People thing on the Emmys...
Wait, who's the second guy? Oh, yes. They both died in the same year?
Yeah. So when they did the Death People thing on the Emmys, they showed just one clip that had both of them.
Oh, that's brilliant. Ron Palillo. Horshack.
Got it.
Damn. He thinks the guy, he gets confused at the end.
He just died, right?
When it says, like, Cam Fong is Chin Ho, he gets fucking... But seriously, that one, they didn't really have to change his name. Could have been Cam Fong as Cam Fong.
Hawaii
5-0, there you go. You watched the new Hawaii 5-0?
No.
Oh, you watched the old one?
I haven't seen much of it.
I can answer any trivia question on the Beverly Hillbillies.
That's true. I've seen you do it. It's impressive.
Yeah. Do you know that show?
Let's see. So, what were they before they became...
I thought we were saving this for Sweeps Week.
Beverly Hills.
Sweeps Week is an old term that no one ever uses. Everything's different now. This is what my agent tells me. I'm like, when's pilot season? He's like, anytime. I'm like, I thought there was a thing called pilot season. He's like, it's not this week. It's a big out for them now. Because there used to be an actual pilot season. Now you can get a job at any time, but to my agent that means I can never get a job.
Yeah.
And now he probably thinks you have a job now, so he's probably not even looking.
Yeah, we make nothing.
Yeah, we make zero. Nada.
Nothing on the show. I think we make less than you. like often people will get a drive to the studio, so technically they've made more than us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm out gas money.
Oh, now you get gas money.
No, not yet.
And I heard talk in the hallway like they sort of counted 100 people watching.
Oh shit, we had a good week, man. That's not bad. 100?
It's not good enough to get Kathy Griffin.
That's a good point. Duly noted.
You want to read a famous quote?
Oh, yes.
Famous quote.
Famous quotes. To increase clitoral contact when she's on top, make a V with 2 fingers. And place it so the point of the V is just between the 2 knuckles, is directly over her clit. Oh. Your fingers should come down either side of your penis as she rides you. This will stimulate the clitoris, inner labia, and urethra, as well as intensity for you. Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, that was Abraham Lincoln?
Didn't see that coming.
But see, I knew that because I saw the movie.
Oh, you saw it? Oh, okay.
I think we have to take a break and pay some bills.
That's why Lincoln was shot.
Yeah?
Is because he indulged in that.
Oh, because that was,
Yes.
That was the part of the speech they never...
And he did serious jokes, is another reason.
God damn it. But seriously, though...
He was never shot. He actually took a can of gasoline.
Why did you think of that bit?
What did I say?
And his sidekick. Lincoln had a sidekick.
Lincoln had a sidekick that came up with the bit because in this case, he came up with this fucking bit.
And Lincoln's sidekick was famous. I had a famous quote that was, a guy's in a bar and he shoots the girl. I think it's the Care Bears.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I went on stage maybe 4 times. I don't recall.
Tell the joke again.
Remember when you came to me at the club? I'm like, who's opening? He's like, Jimmy Kimmel's sister.
Good friend of mine, Jill. Absolutely.
Doesn't even say her name.
I did. I said Jill Brown. You're like, who the fuck is that? I was like, well, it's Jimmy Kimmel's sister.
Could you do the joke about the girl in the bar again?
No.
Please.
No,
I honestly don't recall it. I really don't recall it. I remember the gist of it.
What was the gist?
That a girl came up and asked me to do a shot call, and the name of the shot was Care Bear Semen or something. I don't remember. It didn't go well. That's why I don't do stand-up anymore, clearly.
I don't know. I think it grows up.
I would disagree. Strongly disagree. I mean, these are the reasons why we're having trouble booking Kathy Griffin. It's things like this, you know. Nobody wants to hear this.
Kathy Griffin is very wealthy, it seems to me.
Is she?
Yeah, but Robert Blake can't be. So how?
I know. Well, we're having trouble getting Robert Blake. I think he watches the show.
I'll bet you he doesn't.
And
one time when I was a kid, I was watching Password. You know, in the morning I'd always watch game shows.
Yeah, Robert Blake had that joke. Yeah. Shoot my wife, please.
Robert Blake, Vitello's was the restaurant.
Yep, in the Valley. Vineland, I think.
I believe, was innocent. What?
We're trying to get him on the show.
He had an odd alibi that he was. You remember his alibi?
It was a strange alibi. He had to go back to his car or back into the restaurant.
He had to go back to the restaurant to get his revolver.
Yeah, he left his gun on the restaurant. We've been there. Come on.
So there's no way he could have killed his wife.
No, he didn't have his gun on him.
At the time,
I went to that restaurant.
I did too. Yeah.
After that happened. Everybody.
They had a Robert Blake special inside.
No,
they did. I swear, because Joe's mother.
And when I left the restaurant, a waiter chased me out in the street and said, "Oh, you left your sunglasses there." So I figured, but a gun, that gets swept away, with the plates. But my sunglasses, they chased me out and said, "You left these." But all of a sudden, a gun, they go, "Oh, a gun," crumbs on the table.
You know who we got to replace Robert Blake last minute? A good buddy of yours, Fred Stoller. So that was cool.
Fred Stoller came up, and he said that he had a girlfriend that had bulimia at the time, and you asked the girl in public if she could throw up for you.
Yes. Well, it's a talent.
And then he said there's 2 girls that wanted to be comedy groupies.
Sure.
And they wanted to be you and Fred Stoller's comedy groupies, but they didn't want to have sex with you, so you spit on them through a window. That was just 2 stories.
Which was a quote by Eisenhower.
It didn't seem real to me.
It didn't.
Like you'd be spitting at women out a window for not having sex with them?
I couldn't see it happening.
When did the spitting thing happen in pornography?
What kind of pornography are you watching?
I see things in pornography, and the girl will spit on the guy's private parts.
Right.
That I never saw.
You've never seen that?
I never saw.
You've never seen that?
Yeah, I've seen
no.
that.
You have?
Yeah, sure.
Tell them about it.
Well, they spit on the guy's. You just said it.
I said it, but not dirty though.
All right, the girl is blowing a guy and spits all over his cock.
What? You mean she spits the cum?
Well, I mean, sometimes, but I think it's mostly prior to
What, you mean she just takes his dick and goes...
Yeah, exactly.
And that's...
I've never seen that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think to lube it up or whatnot.
Never seen it.
No?
No. Okay. I really think we should go...
Sometimes they lather it up
is one of the...
what have you.
Lube It Up is your sponsor, isn't it? Lube It Up.
Which we will not be paid for as well. Christ.
But really, we should go to commercial because it's getting a little unseemly.
He's talking about girls spit on guys' cocks on film. I don't understand. You asked me.
Have you ever met Ron Jeremy?
Yes. Another one who thinks he's a comedian and works as a comedian.
I think he does.
Yeah.
He's the funny one.
The funny porn star?
Yes, and he hangs out with people I know, like Bob Saget will know him. And I'm sure Bob Saget will.
Jeff Ross. I was having dinner with Jeff Ross, and he ran into, he knew Jeff. Yeah, he does. He knows that he hangs out with all the comics.
Oh, well, he knows you.
I've met him a couple times.
From the world-famous comedy store.
A few times.
And didn't you tell me he wants to write skits?
He does.
Now he's pretending he knows nothing about this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you write that skit we did?
Yeah.
He wrote that skit.
He wrote the gasoline?
Originally,
this guy wrote the fucking skit.
We changed it to you pouring gasoline over yourself. Originally, it was written where some girl spits all over Norm's cock.
Do you have a clip of the gasoline thing that we could show just in case?
Because people will not know what we're talking about.
What are they talking about?
No, we don't want to really.
Well, we have to go to. We have to go to break.
Please show.
We kind of have to see it now because fucking Gilbert brings it up a million times.
Show a clip.
When we come back, we'll bump back. Yeah, we'll bump back.
All right, we'll be back.
Do we have any sponsors anymore?
No. We're back in Norm Macdonald Live speaking with Gilbert Gottfried. You know what I was thinking just now?
No. About setting yourself on fire because you want to do serious jokes because you saw someone get shot.
I was thinking that the new comedians, like Jim Gaffigan, what is it called when you say a joke and then refer to it? Some sort of
I don't know what it's called, but everybody's just
what are they doing? Explain what they do.
Well, what they do is they're basically saying what Jim does is he's telling you what the audience's reaction
to that example.
Joke is. So it's like Jim Gaffigan has a joke about
be Jim Gaffigan. Say
okay, like I like God, I can't think of one. I wish I was.
The joke, it's not the joke part isn't important. You can talk about the Care Bears, but you just say the...
So he's like, I like Samuel, something, the punchline, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, I don't care for him. He's not a good actor. Something like that.
But isn't that he said he was commenting on his own act, not on Samuel L. Jackson?
But he's talking about why does this... All right, so he'll be talking about, like, cheeseburgers. I love about mini muffins is you can eat fucking 12 of them. Oh, he just keeps talking about food. Why is he talking about food so much? He does that.
And now this has become a kind of a standard since...
since he did it, it's like everybody.
I saw Gilbert do that 20 years ago, where he was his own father watching his act.
Yeah.
How did that put on a pair of glasses.
I've been doing that for years, way before they had a name for it.
I had no idea.
He would say a joke, and then he'd put on his glasses, he'd be his father, and not care for the joke. Right?
That's brilliant.
So you do that at Yuck Yucks.
Yes.
Toronto.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And I had been doing it for years before that.
Years before that?
Yeah.
This was 15, 20 years ago. So what do you have to say now?
I mean, I'm not a good,
Anything.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, it's like...
Gilbert is not looking at your slow burn that you've been trying to perfect.
It's not, it's not even a slow burn anymore. It's just a reaction at this point.
Do you like a joke?
Not particularly.
You may as well.
Jesus Christ. This time, it'll go
Okay,
over well.
Get ready to laugh.
Why is it so different to find pornography about people in stable monogamous relationships?
Why is it so what?
Different.
Different? Difficult. Damn.
Start all over. The joke still works.
Oh, my God. You want to do a joke?
Oh, sure.
Fucking cocksucker.
China's government has reported they have lost over 28,000 rivers in the past decade.
That's weird.
That is weird.
My theory is they sold it into the sordid world of underground river sex trafficking.
That's a really good punchline. A very suspect premise. One time I was at a comedy club, so the middle act, he said, did you read in the paper today how men are going to be, can give birth, men? And they go, that's going to be some shit. He was a black guy.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to be like, fuck, man, my asshole. So, but anyways, I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what? Like I said, you read that in the paper? He's like, I made it up. So I said, well, you can't just say it, because everyone, when you say the joke, they're all looking at each other like, you know. He goes, it works, doesn't it? You get all mad. But I'm like, I think you could just say, like, what if men had to have birth? I don't think you need this pretend thing, because people are going to go home.
I just want to thank you for clarifying that it was a black guy. I thought it was going to be Mark Russell for sure.
Shit, man. And he'd do racist jokes. He never really took a side, Mark Russell.
No. There was an impressionist that I saw at one of the clubs, and his segue to the impressions, like they always would have a segue, you know, like, and his was that his car broke down on the road, and it would be like, oh, there's Robert Mitchum. Maybe he'll help. Why, it's Henry Fonda. Maybe he'll help.
Oh, he was...
Yes.
His car was broke down.
Oh, look, it's James Cagney. Maybe he'll help.
I like those guys that don't live contemporaneously.
Sounds like my fucking car.
There was a guy, because I remember Rich Little had a thing where he'd have it was a football team.
Oh, yes.
All kinds of guys in it. But when I was starting out, there was a comedian, and it was his closing bit. It was Abbott and Costello, and Costello had died.
Yes.
And so Abbott was trying out new guys.
Oh,
so he'd try out Rocky and just anything this guy could do. And they do like the Who's on Furs, and it wasn't working out. And then Costello showed up at the end of the thing. Costello, but he was a ghost. And he go, Lou, what are you doing? He goes, I'm up in heaven. And you go, oh, how is it up there? He goes, the crowds are always good, and then the lights would go down. Sort of the opposite of Bill Hicks.
Oh, jeez.
But everybody, nobody worked out, of course, in the Who's on First bit. Who we tried to do, remember once at the Tempe Improv?
Oh, yeah.
At the Tempe Improv, the Who's on First bit is written on the wall. It's really hard.
Very difficult, especially if you're trying to do it with fucking me.
Yeah, I was trying to do it with him.
That's not gonna go well. But it's also difficult. It is difficult.
Did you remember when they did the Bud and Lou TV movie?
Oh, Harvey
Korman and Buddy Hackett. That was horrible.
I remember
it sounded like they had given them the words to Who's on
First. Did it, huh?
But never actually showed them how it was done. Because but it's got the greatest closing death scene line.
Who died? Oh, Abbott died first. Right?
No, it's Costello.
No, then that guy's impression was correct.
Yeah, so that's why the bit works.
Yeah.
Buddy Hackett as Costello. It's supposed to be that Lou Costello, like strawberry malted. And he's in his deathbed there, Buddy Hackett as Costello. And Artie Johnson, who's his manager, sneaks him in.
Artie Johnson's the straight guy.
Yeah, he sneaks him in, a strawberry malted. And Hackett takes a sip and he goes, I think I've had a lot of strawberry maltage in my day, but this one's the best.
That was Buddy Hackett as
Yes.
Lou Costello.
That's my showstopper.
How's Buddy Hackett just straight, like you're a straight Buddy Hackett?
Yeah.
How does he go? You could probably do Buddy Hackett.
Yeah.
He had great jokes, right?
Yeah.
Or great bits.
He used to go, I'm going to set myself on fire because I want to do serious comedy like Domingo Buffalo does. Could you light that big lighter and set me on fire?
He did. What about when comedians at the end of their life sometimes do serious work? Milton Berle, I saw he was like a dying old man
yes.
or something in a movie.
Yeah, he was on an episode of 90210.
He was?
Yeah, as an old man. Then
Did you ever meet him?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I met Milton Berle.
And did he give you advice? Or did you ask him for advice? It seems like when you meet an old guy like that, you sort of have to ask him for advice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I heard, he didn't for me, but I heard he used to like love showing his dick to people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard. This is what I hear about, but from everybody I hear. I met this guy, and he, like this, do you ever hear he had a robe on, and you could see his cock and balls?
Oh, yes.
I've heard that about so many different people.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe that's just a power play old people use or something. I don't know. But have you ever heard that?
All the time about Artie Johnson. Yeah.
You don't know who Artie Johnson is?
He would pull his dick out and go, very interesting.
Oh, from laughing? Okay. Yeah, all right.
Very interesting, but stupid.
Yes.
What is that joke, sir?
Da, 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 da. We should play that music in between each joke.
This would be a good joke for this. You could do the music after this joke. A man in France tried to rob a bank using underwear as a mask. The cops put him in jail right after a quick debriefing. It was that long. George Slaughter, I'm sure you've worked with.
Oh, yes.
There was a show George Slaughter did, which seemed very demeaning to stand-up comedy. It was called George Slaughter's Comedy Club. And so if you did a joke on dogs and another guy did a joke on dogs, he'd just say dogs and then have like 6 different comedians from 6 different clubs.
And that didn't work.
And that didn't work out? And if you happened to laugh in your act, then they would put like, Carol Leifer's joke before you, so it looked like you were laughing.
That makes sense, actually.
What's your joke? You said you had a joke?
Oh, this one I wrote.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I opened with this one. I'm going to be doing it on Woody Woodbury show.
Woody Woodbury.
Next week. I'm old enough to remember back to simpler, more innocent times when the worst thing you'd hear about the news was hijacked jetliners flying into buildings.
Oh, now, Gilbert, you're going to get into trouble again.
I spoke to Johnny. He loved it.
Is that right?
Yes. He goes, that's a funny joke, because this is 1964, so that hasn't happened yet. So it's a safe joke to do.
This is what Saget told me, Bob Saget. He said he was on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and he did a joke.
Yeah.
Where he said, Johnny, I had a dream last night where there was Buddy Rich and Buddy Greco and Buddy... Can't think of another Buddy.
Hackett?
Yeah.
He
said, I had a dream. Saget talks real fast. He goes, I had a dream last night, and Buddy Rich and Buddy... it was my 3 buddies, and Buddy Rich and Buddy Greco and Buddy... Hackett. And so they go to commercial, and then he says to Johnny Carson, Johnny, that's actually a true story. I had that dream. And Johnny Carson goes, I don't give a shit. And obviously it wasn't a true story. How could it be a true story? Saget will be with us a little later, but not on television. But we're going to go eat with Sagan.
That's right.
You're coming along?
Yeah. He's great. He's one of the nicest guys ever. He is.
That's a good story.
Second only to Christ is Bob
He really is genuinely one of the nicest guys ever. Whatever.
I'm trying to tell him that's not an anecdote.
It's not an anecdote. I know that.
There has to be some, like, coming to a point or something. Oh, here, you want to read a joke?
The world's second oldest man died this week at 113. Good news for the third oldest man in the world, who also got bad news this week. He's dying.
Second. Well, we have to do math? Fuck, man.
It's not.
Let's see this joke.
I mean,
this is a joke that he gave. He says he's doing in his act, and it's killing me.
This one's great.
But he closes with this, and everyone seems to relate to it.
The answer machine.
Yeah, hear it.
Michael Douglas claims that oral sex can lead to throat cancer, which might shed some light on why Adam Egget prefers to lick men's assholes. I'll be doing that on Woody Woodbury's show next week.
Hey, as long as it kills,
it tastes like copper.
Like cotton?
Copper. He said it tasted like pennies. That's what you told me.
Well,
no, but it kills. That's good.
All kidding aside, I hope you don't die of throat cancer.
He's being sincere.
Yeah, no, that was sweet.
Because I know you lick a lot of men's assholes. And I just pray.
Are you watching a slow burn?
Sincerely. I sincerely pray that the last time you lick out a guy's asshole, you don't die of throat cancer.
I appreciate that.
And I think everyone agrees with me. If I was on Oprah, the audience would start clapping. I'd say, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how I can get through this without crying, but I hope next time Adam eats out a man's shit-filled asshole, he doesn't die of throat cancer.
What about look under your seats, everyone? What's under their seats? Well, it's Adam Egget.
Look under your seat. It's Adam Egan licking your asshole out and giving himself throat cancer at the same time. He's multi-talented.
See, earlier he said you could do nothing.
Right.
Now he's saying
I could do two things. I could eat out a man's asshole and get throat cancer. And I'm a multitasker.
It's like how Sammy Davis could sing and dance and do impressions.
Right. I'm just like Sammy Davis Jr. of ass eating and
eat out a man's asshole.
So he's the Sammy Davis Jr.
of ass eating. Ass eating and
while he's got his tongue inserted in a man's asshole, he's going, Candyman, oh, the Candyman.
Who can take a sunrise? Smear it with all fucking shit. No. But do you want to read a joke?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, you want to hear Gilbert talk about
I'll read the joke. The national...
Last night, I was licking out a man's asshole, and I noticed a cancerous tumor in my throat.
That's his impression of you. It's the highest form of flattery. They say impressions are the highest form of flattery, so listen and be flattered.
Okay.
Hey, there's Adam licking out a man's asshole. Maybe he'll help.
He's trying to fix his car.
No, it's a callback. It's a callback. That's a good segue.
He needs help. Maybe you have a jack.
Hey, Adam's licking out a man's asshole who's on first base.
He does everybody.
No, it's uncanny. It's unbelievable.
He does Frank Caliendo.
Let's hear Frank Caliendo. Let's hear some. No, I want to hear some Frank Caliendo.
He does Dave Madden calling the shots as Adam is licking out a man's asshole and getting throat cancer.
Oh my God! We should not. We're all going to go to hell.
Sure.
No, but
see now if a real impressionist did this, he'd go, and Adam licking out a man's asshole, it might go something like this.
I thought he was going to do it.
I thought he was too.
Okay.
No.
Oh my God! Have you heard about this tea kettle?
No. Let's hear about the tea. Oh, I actually have.
That looks a lot like a Hitler.
Right.
Hey-oh!
We don't have a picture of it, but
it does. I've seen it. It does look just like Hitler. Yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
Is that the joke?
Now,
the joke? Go ahead.
Now, you once licked out Hitler's asshole, didn't you?
Is that true?
We have, yes. There was a report on 13.
Now,
Adam used to lick out Hitler's
Grant just said that was verified by Snopes.
That I used to lick out the leader of the Third Reich's asshole?
His corpse.
Yes,
The corpse.
yes.
The
corpse of Hitler's asshole. I can't. I'm not going to confirm or deny these allegations. I'm not going to. I don't even want to.
But
I'm not even
if you were
gonna,
licking out the corpse of Hitler's asshole, I think it would go a little something like this.
Why
He combines mime
and some of the old sex tips from earlier too. He's combined. It's like a hat trick of filth.
If Adam was spitting on Hitler's dick, it might go a little something like this.
Oh my God, that's what it is. It's not in any heterosexual porn.
Don't crystal knock it till you try it. Hi-oh!
Now, we don't in any way support anything.
I said crystal knock. You're talking about me blowing dead Hitler
I'm not
for 2
talking
hours.
about that at all. He happened upon the fact that spitting on someone in that way in a porno is not a heterosexual thing, because neither of us have ever seen it, and you only see it. So he put that together in his
You
head.
only see it 24 hours a day. It's what's going on in your mind in a loop is spitting on a guy's dick.
I don't know if you guys heard about this, but J.C. Penney's ran an ad for a tea kettle that looked. Oh, we covered that.
A tea kettle who looked like Hitler.
Is it true?
The
You
spout
teabag-
looked like a dick,
yeah.
and you used to
Teabag Hitler's
spit on
corpse,
it.
yes.
Now, I didn't even know Hitler's corpse was found. Like, I thought it was just a charred, like... Didn't they just put a gun?
So you're more impressed that I was able to find the corpse than disturbed by the fact that I dug it up and fucked it.
He never said you fucked it.
All right, sucked it.
You sucked his asshole? I never even heard of that.
All I said was that you ate out the corpse of Adolf Hitler's asshole. That's all I said. I would never say, demean you in any way to say you fucked it.
I'm going to find some real gasoline. I'm going to light myself on fire at the end of this episode.
Mr. Homophobe. Somebody's a little unsure of their sexuality.
No, because of the Hitler thing. My mom's watching this. First, I was a Holocaust denier earlier in the episode, or maybe that was last week. I can't
That was
remember.
last week.
Was that last week?
Yeah, you should get your stories straight. That's a good point. But maybe, I don't know. I don't know if those 2 points of view can mesh or not. A Holocaust denier and maybe your sex drive is just so strong. Like they always say rapists have incredibly high sex drives.
I would imagine they do.
Like the most civilized people don't have very high sex drives. But rapists, you ever rape?
No.
Did you ever rape Hitler's corpse? Like by trying to fuck it in the asshole?
Because the guy told me once he was a Vietnam vet, and then he shot 3 people, and after killing them, he involuntarily ejaculated.
What?
That's what a guy in the street told me. He wanted some money.
That was his opener?
Yeah, they all have their little funny stories to get money from you. And he always wanted 35 cents. He always wanted the exact same.
Did it work?
Yeah, I'd give him $1.
Well, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it for that story, sure.
Yeah. But at least he owned up to it.
What do you...
Like some people...
I haven't murdered anybody and came in my fucking pants.
What has this become? I mean,
that's what you said, the guy. I'm just saying.
Daniel's trying to sell the show. Daniel is trying to sell this show.
See, this is why we can't get Kathy Griffith on the show.
Also, that's not her name.
Kathy Griffith was halfway to this.
She was on her way here.
Kathy Griffith was halfway to the studio till you started licking out Hitler's asshole. And that's why she turned around and went home.
God.
Our guest list is so long, I wouldn't be surprised if there's also a Kathy Griffith on the list.
If this is true,
yes,
the Hitler thing, what about...
Jesus Christ.
No, but what about Hitler's...
You licked out Jesus Christ, asshole?
Oh, let's not go to that. What about Hitler's henchmen?
My Twitter feed's going to be
Hitler's henchmen?
Yeah, they used to be in the Batman.
No, Hitler was never a Batman supervillain.
They don't start punching Batman and it would go boom, sack, and then they go,
boom.
Will Batman cover himself with gasoline and set himself on fire to make himself sound more serious?
Garrick, what about Garrick?
Garrick. Will Garrick eat this plate of sandwiches?
Oh, Goerr.
Now, what about...
Yes,
Goering, I meant. Or Himmler. Or...
I didn't eat anybody's... I haven't eaten anybody's asshole out.
Well, you might have licked it and spit it out afterwards.
He likes spitting, apparently. But that
was snake venom, and that was fake.
Standout was where Hess lived his last years. He wasn't... I don't think he was killed at Nuremberg. I mean, I don't think he was sentenced to death.
A lot of them fled to South America, right? Most of them.
You would know. Him and that Weisenthal character, Weisenthal used him like most people use a police dog.
I'm pitching this show next fall, where I just go down to South America and just try and find old Nazis.
He tried to sniff out the Nazis.
Yeah. And when he finds the Nazis in South America, he doesn't bring them to justice. He licks. No, he licks their ass.
Oh my goodness.
He tracks down Nazis for years, and then he finally gets them and licks their assholes.
All right.
So he's near their house. He watches their habits. They get
which reminds me,
like it's a rabbit farmer.
When's your next appointment at Sloan Kettering?
That's where you go, Sloan Kettering?
Yes, because he licks out Nazi assholes.
Oh, my God.
And that's why he's dying of throat cancer.
So he will go to Argentina and, stake out. This guy's changed his name. He's a rabbit farmer.
Yeah, I'm real thorough.
And you stake him out. And he gets on that bus every day. And one day you tackle him, and he's like, this is it. This fella's going to bring me to Israel.
Yes.
Put me in some sort of a booth. have the people I killed in front of me.
And what does he do instead?
I don't know. Oh, Adam Egan. You licked a fucking asshole of that guy instead of taking him to justice?
These Nazi monsters
Jesus,
who have escaped justice, you track them down, lick their assholes. You know, I'm glad you have throat cancer.
Yeah, I mean, these guys should face their accusers. Look at these guys worked in a death machine. They slipped through pretending to be part of the Allied forces. Made their way with help of who knows who, probably the CIA, I've heard. They get to Argentina. They're always looking behind them, though.
Why are they looking behind them?
Well, one day, what did they see behind them?
I could take a guess.
Oh, my God, Adam Egan.
I need to seriously.
All these years they've been looking
But if you were eating out Martin Bormann's asshole in South America, I think it would go a little something like this.
Come on, man.
There's Adam eating Joseph Mengele's asshole. Maybe he'll help.
Oh, my God.
That's it. I'm going to be an important comment.
So Joseph Mengele, who did all these operations on twins.
Right, sure.
Cut one of their eyeballs out compared to the other one.
Yeah.
Kill one
Real
compared to the other one.
You have a chance to bring him to justice.
And does he get punishment or does he get rewarded? Or do you get
Who's to
rewarded?
say any of these guys would enjoy as somebody eating their assholes?
Do you? I mean, how did he react on the streets of Rio de Janeiro or wherever it is?
My Twitter feed's going to be out of control for this episode.
Only man Seven Weisenthal personally fired in the organization. Unbelievable. Really is an unbelievable story. And one of the worst dinner party anecdotes you've ever shared with us. We have to eat now.
Hey, we're about to go on camera. Can you wipe some of Himmler's shit off your mouth, please? Thank you.
You have Heinrich Himmler's shit on your mouth, according to Gilbert. This is all very, very scandalous and provocative. I mean, I don't know which side to believe. But we give, that's what this show's all about. We give equal sides. He's saying that thing on the side of your mouth.
It's Himmler shit
right.
From you licking his asshole out.
I never thought I'd say this, but when are we getting Kathy Griffin?
Not now.
Not now that
Not
Gilbert's
after she
her.
found out that you have Himmler shit on your mouth.
She is.
Good luck getting Kathy Griffin
she is
now.
she is a little progressive. She is. She's a new thing.
Stoller fucked her.
Did you know that?
What?
Fred Stoller's fucked her.
He did?
That's what he said, right?
That's what he said.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I love how that's a bigger story than this.
not
hunting down Nazis and giving them
not
rim
licking
jobs.
their assholes out.
Did you ever think of turning them into the authorities
Jesus Christ.
after? What about afterwards? Like, couldn't you have brought your tongue plus a gun?
You make a good point. I'm not going to...
Couldn't you have held a gun to his head and go...
Does your insatiable hunger for Nazi shit know no bounds?
These are all valid points. They're all very, very... They all have merit.
Yeah, well, you must have been like a fucking mouthful of pennies that day.
Oh, right, because I apparently said it tasted like copper.
That's what you said. It tasted like copper.
Right.
I think J.C. Penney's current headgear.
He's the spokesman.
Copper, yeah, copper,
He's
J.C.
the spokesman for J.C.
Licking Hitler. It's like a mouthful of pennies.
Well, that's all the time we have for the
And there's
program.
a picture of Adam going.
That's not a bad picture.
No, that's...
You know what I thought he was going to do?
Something like... Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, like this. Okay.
He does it good. Like, he does it, I think, like a lady would enjoy it. Not an old...
A lady!
Do they look like the pictures of when they were in Nazis, or do they look like just an old man? Sometimes when I see them, I go, that doesn't even look like... You know what I mean? By that?
Is it
Just a guy, man.
Just a guy.
Is the Hitler mustache a real mustache? Or is it just shit?
Oh, come on now. We're not in any way saying that Hitler did this. All right.
Well, it's never been
I
proven.
apologize. This is, I'm apologizing to an apologist, but whatever.
I'm not an apologist.
I thought you were a Hitler apologist.
Yeah.
What?
Running out of tape here.
Oh, they actually run out of tape.
Fucking God.
Instead of getting a signal to wrap it out, they pretend they're running out of tape. like it's your grandfather's bell and owl. All right. Well, do you have any impression to leave us with?
Are we still on?
They say we have enough time for one last impression.
Okay, this is Adam.
Yeah. I've never seen an Adam.
I'm excited to see this, frankly.
Licking out Goring's asshole while he's sunbathing in South America.
That is pretty close.
And no, wait,
really.
you missed the end. Oh, I've got throat cancer now.
There was a twist. Okay. No, it's good. No, it's
Gilbert Gottfried, everybody.
And my Twitter account's at Real Gilbert. No, it's at Real Gilbert. And my website's GilbertGottfried.com. Get
You
my
can get the book.
Rubber Balls and Liquor
Yeah.
and Dirty Joke DVDs. Hear me read 50 Shades of Grey and see a film clip of Adam eating out Adolf Hitler's corpse's asshole.
There's a video of this?
Thank you, everybody. That was like an hour and a half.